and they have a route or a delivery going out, and like the word on the street basically is could be suggested, if this bitch ain't ready, if these brakes ain't changed, or these tires ain't changed, or this tube ain't found for this coolant, if it's something deeper, we need to put that in the air within the next 20 minutes and put out another truck or a bus. But we need this shit together within the next hour and 15 minutes, or somebody or some department is becoming history. And you have to come and just come together and come with your skills and see what you can do and see what you can order and what we got in the part room and all this shit. And I liked about NASCAR,
I was about to say the car did the race cars that are racing are under different circumstances.
Yeah, because it's like within minutes. It's within minutes. You got to come up with that shit.
No, I understand that, but those cars are specifically meant for that. This is not a bus or something that's rolling around on city streets. Like, these are only meant for racing. So
yeah, so if you driving so fast and you done burnt out your rear brakes, but you got to keep driving because you don't want to kill yourself. But we don't got no more rear brakes because we used them in the last one. Somebody didn't call in stock, so we got faster rear brakes within the next 5 minutes, or somebody getting fired.
Right.
And you feeding your family with this shit because as a mechanic you may make $5,000 a month as the lead mechanic. Right. You may make $1,000 a month as a regular mechanic. At NASCAR you making $5,000 a day. So you need this $5,000 a day because you take care of a family. So if you don't make a decision within the next 5 or 10 minutes, you about to destroy your career because somebody forgot the brakes.
Yeah.
And that shit comes down to me.
You got to keep up. You got to get all your laps in.
Yeah.
You got to stop.
Yeah. And then on top of that, so I'm into the pit crew, but on top of that, you have to have a good driver. Is this driver about to come out and lay on the brakes? Because you got some drivers who lay on the brakes first. You got some drivers who use up all their speed first, and now you about to crash this car. So now we got to fuck around and fix your front tire and the suspension on that bitch because your stupid ass flew forward like you Superman and crashed the car before we can even do anything. So that shit happens. Like yesterday, Kyle Gordon, one of the greats, flew into a wall. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like watching them figure that shit out because it's money at the end of the game. It's 500 laps. Can you make it? That's why it's 500 laps, because shit like that happened. And can you make it to be the first within those 500 laps? Because you might have been the first 200 laps in the league doing your thing, and then your car break down, and somebody else caught up on you.
I mean, those are only interesting.
That's what makes it interesting.
500 laps.
That's what makes it interesting.
That's the point. You can't get ahead of somebody where you're just going the lap repeatedly. You have to complete all of the laps.
Right. That's what makes it dope. That's part of the game. You got to stop because you pushing your car to the limit.
It's strategic.
So precisely the strategy. And are you good enough to when this car pull over? If it get a chance to pull over, because this bitch may crash to another car and not 3 cars flipped over. You gotta, and then that's part of the game. You gotta tow that car to the have some people drag that car to the side of the road and fix that bitch and get it back on because we got 100 laps left and this nigga's 50 laps ahead of us. And we gotta hope that he crash and do something stupid. And he gonna do something stupid because no car gonna last no 500 laps that quickly.
Make up the time that you lost.
My God, and that becomes a thing. And I was into it. I started being into it watching. What's his name? I want to say Gordon Elliott. Is that his name? Jeff Gordon. I'm sorry, Jeff Gordon. The first one, not the son. Jeff Gordon Jr. race now, but the first one. I was watching a thing with Frankie Muniz, and he was down there with him, and he passed away on the track. He crashed. And with that being said, like a year or two after that, they made a movie about him, explaining his story. Like he was like one of the pioneers of NASCAR, and his story was kind of dope. And I was like, this is a dope sport. And I'm not a sports guy. I'm not a jack whatsoever. So I get into it. I'm not deep as I want to. One of my bucket lists is one day to own my own team. But it's watching that. It's that whole, it's just as a mechanic. I'm watching as a mechanic. Same way, like I don't get into people taking basketball so seriously. I still look at Kobe's death as unfortunate, but he was a basketball player. But at least I see a lot of people look at him like he was the next, coming. He was the end, the beginning, and he was the beginning and the end and the dorm.
Well, one thing that was pointed out about him was he stopped. So I remember when he went to the NBA when he was 17, like they said, he already spoke, obviously English, Japanese, Italian. They said he's working on French. They was like, I don't know if they ever actually took the test as far as a IQ test for him, But they was talking about how intelligent he actually was. And that's when they was pointing out the story about dear basketball. You got John Williams to score it. He got an Oscar for that. They were like, yeah, dude have some. He was multi-talented. And I was talking to somebody about that. A lot of like, yeah, as far as black children are concerned, we don't always have the right resources. Like, how do you gauge geniuses? They quickly pop up with something in the country going like MIT and all this. I'm like, okay, what about the ones that are in the hood that never had the resources to get there? Or I didn't know what.
Well, Kobe wasn't one of those. So we gotta act like
Really?
Kobe was from the ghetto.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. But I'm just talking about as far as he was, as far as the.
Because we had black geniuses. You must forgot that our people built this country. If it was for black people, we wouldn't be where we at now.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about nowadays. I'm not talking about.
I'm talking about period.
Street light. I'm not talking about the traffic light that's being used around the world.
Okay.
And
the cars that's being used around the world.
Jared Moore probably got. I mean, back then it was probably a lot of money.
Yeah, so it was a lot of stuff. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't nothing spectacular. Not to take away from him, but I just never saw like, oh, because he spoke 4 languages. He played basketball against Jordan. We should treat him like a pharaoh.
I'm not talking about the play. I'm talking off the court. Like I said, he was able to put together the story, and they said he's trying to get children's books. I mean, he got a freaking Oscar. That's like somebody was talking to me about.
Yeah, Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder turned Martin Luther King's birthday into a holiday and wrote a birthday song that black people use to this day. So let's use that same energy for Stevie too. Since we just talk about making arrangements.
What's his name? Kendrick Lamar got the what? I don't say the Nobel Peace Prize. What do you call it? The Pulitzer for Butterfly.
I know, and Black Panther won an Oscar. These awards could be won. They're awards made by people. How many lives have To Pimp a Butterfly changed?
Yeah, but that's like them giving it to what's name. But I'm talking about the fact that there are people that exist in the hood that could be still getting recognition.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. We have them in the hood.
Robert Townsend not getting a child for the movie. I'm like, yeah, there's a lot.
It's a lot of people. That's why I'm saying. Yeah, it's a lot of. That's my whole thing is. It's a lot of people. So that's why I didn't think Kobe was so spectacular. I didn't think he was so spectacular. Not to say he didn't do anything. Not to say he was a nobody, but it was like the only thing he named that he did was he spoke.
Working on a lot of stuff. Like they talk about that, like he was working on.
So was Tupac.
You know, he grew up in Philadelphia. Now I got some people like pissed off about that. Tupac, I love some of the stuff he was working on, but this thing about having a code of conduct for criminals, I'm like, I gotta throw a thumbs down and down.
I mean,
I don't know if you ever heard when he said that in that interview.
I mean, yeah, but when you already know, which is being brought to light nowadays, that a lot of criminals are put in jail for falsehoods, on false pretenses, then you realize what he was saying. Back then, it was sounding crazy. Why would you want to defend a criminal?
No. Did you see the interview with he said? He said he believes that there should be a code of conduct for criminals. He's talking about not the ones in prison. He said they shouldn't do any drive-bys. They should do no kidnappings of people that don't have anything to do with that life.
That was our thing. Like a lot of people had code of conduct of you can't shoot children, you can't shoot elderly people, because crime gonna happen regardless of code of conduct.
I was laughing a little bit because I'm like, there's a reason that they're called quote unquote criminals. They're operating outside of the law. So now the ones that are operating outside of the law are going to inflict laws on themselves. I'm like, look, the whole thing about the whole drive-by, that's basically somebody getting emotional. I don't like what you did, so I'm just trying to spread everything. I'm like, it's reckless, I understand.
I always thought that was stupid. I always thought that was the stupidest thing.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I didn't think about it though. It'd always be some guy who didn't have gun training, where you could like drive by and shoot. It's just somebody who just. It's just somebody who could afford the Uzi and just said, "I'm about to just hold this trigger until we leave the block, until we turn the corner, nigga. I'm just gonna feast. I'm just gonna squeeze it." While we drive by, fuck grandma, fuck the church, fuck the funeral. Yeah. You know, so it's like.
I mean, it's like I like the 7-year-old girl Detroit. She got hit while you're sitting on the floor doing her homework. I'm like, yeah. And that's, what he was alluding to, stuff like that happening. And I'm like, they don't care. So I'm like, what he's saying, I understood where his hurt was coming from. But it's like, no. Like, same thing we talking about the selling crack and whatever else. It's like, just because it immediately killed most people.
Hold on.
People to try for the first time and have heart attack.
We going too deep into this one. I got like a few more subjects to bring up.
Yeah,
Okay, so the new subject is, I'm gonna go through it real quick. 6ix9ine, Tekashi. Everybody say he a rat. They can't deny his.
Oh, I was going to say Tekashi Snitch 9.
Snitch 9.
Yeah,
you mad?
Snitch
he
9.
mad?
Pat.
She mad? Ha 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 ha. Him and Nicki went #1 this week.
#1.
Yes, that's something we gotta bring up. Joel Schumacher, he died. I love him for doing Lost Boys, but I hate him for fucking up the Batman franchise. He's the reason why they put nipples on the Batsuit, which we don't like. And you remember
you single him out.
And you remember on top of that, we used to always get mad about the butt shot he always did on Batman. When you would see the butt, can't go over.
Putting on the uniform.
What's going on with that? What was going on with that, Schumacher? Sean,
we got to make rubber sexy.
We got to make rubbers. And then Sean King, this is something we could.
He's bringing sexy back to them.
He had, through Batman. His crazy was.
He'll be bringing sexy black. Anyway,
now the hero of the week, because I just started this like the last 3 episodes. The hero of the week. The hero of the week this week, and I think you would like to jump on this. It's a brother named Sean King. He put on the flow, in which I think it should be done. A lot of people trying to fight it. He's saying, since we protesting shit and we doing shit, we need to start tearing down these white Jesus statues. It's putting on the false. It's just putting on the false pretense on who Jesus was. It's white supremacy in stone, and we need to tear it down. And I'm fucks with them. Tear them motherfuckers down. Cause everybody got their own Jesus, and you ain't gonna tell me that Jesus, who a lot of people think is God, look white. You're not gonna tell me God is a white man.
That happened here in Detroit. I'm sure you heard about the Black Jesus statues put out there in
on Linwood.
Catholic.
Yeah, on Linwood. Yep. What they do? They didn't tear it down, did they?
Nope.
Oh yeah, because
they went out before. The Pope back then, when it was Pope John Paul, he told them no, they're right. No, they don't have to take it down.
Yeah, it was a Black Jesus. Yeah, that's been legendary. That's a legendary statue. And
but why you talking about taking all the stuff down? I'm fine with tearing it all down, seeing as how the Confederacy was an enemy of the United States.
Talk about it.
Like, why would you have that would be like during World War I. We got Japanese flags flying in the U.S.
Talk about it.
Look. If they come up tearing all the stuff down.
All the statues, not the stuff. It's the statues.
Not the statues. They're changing names here. Hobo Hall, Shane Park. They're like, well, these are in their own slaves. They're okay, that's great. Get rid of all of them. But with the street names being changed because they were slave owners, think about this one really quick. Why aren't they trying to get rid of the names that they carry on their last name? They're all from slave owners.
That's because that's taking it deeper. People don't want to go that deep. People don't want to say, you shouldn't be Keisha Jackson no more.
That was my grandfather's name. That was my grandma. It came from the slave master.
You shouldn't get rid of Keisha. You shouldn't be Keisha Harris no more. You should be Keisha Obu. Or Keisha Shaheed. You can't, people don't want to hear that. But at the same time, that's why I fucks with the.
I'm like, don't even go there first. Just go. Y'all talking all this African stuff. Like, yeah, go look at the name. Those are y'all's original names. Just go there. Like, unless you came from Africa.
Well, no. Well, I feel like because that's just the reason why I say we can't hate against Caitlyn Jenner, because the name is what you make it. Even though we know he's still a man. If he want to be called Caitlyn now, let him be called Caitlyn. If you want to be called Muhammad. Abu Muhammad Jamal, let you be called. The name is in the making of what the people make it. Because everybody back in the day used to have pride behind the story, how their name was made. So it's not about who carried it or how you carried it. It's all in the making of it. And so I always felt like the name is what you make it. So I don't care what names you carry, but as far as keeping up a white picture and telling you it's God.
This is my thing. When you people get dogs and give them their last name, it was literally a sign of ownership. And then on top of that, it's like, what the hell?
Yes.